This is it.
Yes, sir.
Here we go. Don't hit the table. Makes lots of noise.
Hit whatever you want.
Josh Klitz. We have an announcement to make together.
Yeah. Big news.
And what is it?
So this is kind of
We're getting married?
Well, come on, Illinois. It's acceptable, but frowned upon.
Cringe.
The start of Frankie and the Klitz is coming up. So this is going to kind of be the farewell for this week, and I guess the week after will be Frankie Say, and then 2 weeks it'll kind of officially start the Frankie and the Klitz.
Correct. So Josh Klitz over here, Frankie, me. This is the last. Well, this is not the last edition of Frankie Say.
No,
it's the last edition of Frankie Say before we do every other week of Frankie and the Klitz.
Bam.
And you have decided to join the Muddy River contribution team, like
sure,
as
absolutely.
as a contributive effort. And you own Hooligan's Bar.
Yeah.
And you invited me to your bar a few weeks ago
yeah.
when we kind of put this thing together. I'm very happy to have you here.
No, it's
for so many reasons.
It's going to be fun, man. We need to bring some laughter, some fun to. Everyone's already aware of what's going on out there that makes people angry, depressed, divided. So yeah, man, let's have a little fun with what's happening instead of beating our head against the wall about it. So
yeah, and so we'll kind of talk a little bit. I do want to do a quick intro with you for those who don't know you. I know you that you know a lot of people.
Yeah,
a lot of people know you. But I just want to kind of get a quick intro on you before we start getting into. We have a couple of topics that we want to cover today.
Yeah.
And obviously, the brand of Frankie and the Klitz, just so everyone knows, it's going to be a little bit off the wall. Okay? I don't want anybody to get terribly offended. I mean, I do want them to, because that is funny. You know, being like, by the way, you're not offensive.
No, I don't think so. No.
You're just a funny overall.
I
awesome guy.
I don't know. I think people get too offended too quickly, and if you do, you're just, I don't know, you're begging for attention. I mean, if you say something directly about someone, sure, that's full right to get upset, but just to be upset over an opinion or what someone says, I mean, come on, man.
So is it offensive for me to think that it's kind of ridiculous to cancel school today when there's 117th of an inch of kind of maybe halfway frozen crystallized water?
Yeah, I mean, if you fall down and hit your head, that's what the bone is for. So I don't know what the worry is about a slick surface. You know, you treat it as such. You slide down it. You want to get sassy, take your shirt off, get the nip burns, like when you really hit the ice good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the fun stuff. I don't know why we're out of school for it, though.
So to be fair, I grew up in the 80s. Mm-hmm. You did too. Mm-hmm. Every kid needs to be concussed at least once in their life.
Yeah.
And if you aren't playing sports, if all you're doing is playing piano and you've never been concussed, today's a good day for it. I mean, you slip and hit your head. It's not funny coming off the bus, but it is funny when you're, trying to throw a measure of snowballs in the yard. Like, nothing's happening. I'm sorry. Listen, I'll tell you right now, the idea that they're going to cancel school every 2 seconds. I mean, we're canceling wrestling practice, okay? Do you think Palmyra's canceling wrestling practice? You know what? We better hope that we are never invaded by a foreign country.
Like Palmyra?
Like, yeah, Palmyra could invade. No, Palmyra is built country tough. They're not canceling wrestling practice.
They don't eat sweet corn. They just eat feed corn. They're that tough.
Yeah.
Buttering up cow feed.
Yeah, like they're not. Oh, we might fall.
Oh, yeah.
So this is what I mean by being offensive.
It's not offensive. I just would love to, right now, all I'm picturing is a battle on the ice between the Palmyra School District and the Quincy School District. And just, let's put this to bed once and for all instead of all this assumption. Let's just let these children duke it out, not to the death, close to it, on a hard surface like concrete, littered with a small layer of ice.
Yeah, you know who's going to win?
Yeah, the kids from Palmyra.
Yeah, they're going to win.
Yeah, they're eating feed corn. You can't stop a child that can chew through that.
It's absolutely
Hit
true.
him in the face, he's just going to giggle at you if he's chewing feed corn down.
So you own Hooligan's Bar. Mm-hmm. Can I, when did Hooligans open, and why did you assemble a bar?
Yeah, no, we opened up the 3rd of August, 2020, I guess 3. And, corner bar, had a great location, had a good, I guess, following as what it is. It's been a bar for 40 some odd years, so it wasn't like we had to start over with a gimmick idea, which never worked in these small towns. So the only way to do it, we found out, was just to have an established area and a established building known for being a bar, and then of course you try to build a great bar just so you can have the best, machines that spin constantly, and that's why everyone does this anymore, is those stupid gambling machines. So yeah.
What kind of game changer is it if you don't have the gaming?
You'll never make enough money to make it worth your time at all. No, I'm not saying that for every bar, but at least in our situation where we're at, we're not near a college, so you have to put out a good product to keep people in there, and it all kind of works together in unison as far as the pool tables and the dartboards and the gaming machines and things like that. But
how did it come to pass? So did you come home? You're married with kids?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So did you come home one day and tell your wife, hey, I'm thinking about buying a bar? Like,
no,
how did it happen?
Signed the lease, and then told her that I signed a lease to a bar. So
really?
Yeah, we own a bar. So it's not as fun as like that movie with Matt Damon where he came home and said he bought a zoo. Like, she might be tickled pink with the ability to throw an otter around or play with a monkey, but to come home and say, hey, we're now the owners of a bar, was a little different. It was a different conversation that night at the dinner table, for sure. Yeah.
Did she say, oh cool, your mashed potatoes are on the floor?
No, she didn't say that. You
have a nice wife.
She's pretty awesome, yeah. No, I got very lucky. She's Carrie's the best. We're on, a long time, 22 years married and 27 years together. So she's used to my shenanigans, I guess.
So you came home and said, did you say, honey, I bought a bar? I
call her by her full name, Carathy, which is not her full name at all, but it is now. But no, I just kind of said, hey, we signed for a bar. This is what we're going to do. And she, had some questions like anyone would. And then at the end of it, we were able to just kind of walk through it together as a team, myself, my cousin, Shannon and Laura. And it all came together like it was supposed to. I guess.
And when did this happen? How long ago?
Like, that was like June 28th or something like that is when we signed the papers of 23.
Of 23.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's been about a year and a half.
Yeah, close to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
No, thank you very much. It's
I've
awesome.
never owned a bar. I've worked in lots of bars.
Yeah.
I've bartended.
Me too.
If you ever need a bartender, I'm not a great bartender.
Yeah.
But
no, I'm good. Thank you. Though.
Really?
Hell of an offer.
Okay.
I did
tell you a while back though. We had a meeting at Hooligans to kind of assemble the Frankie and the Klitz feel.
Yeah.
We had Bob and Brittany in there, and just kind of talking about stuff. And one of your bartenders really impressed me.
Yeah.
I asked for a Captain Diet. She served me up very quickly. It was ice was perfect. I'm being dead serious.
Yeah,
the mixture, everything was good. It was like the pour was perfect. So you know how I call it the Quincy pour, where
Yeah.
they don't really good bartenders. They will either give you exactly a shot, or they'll do too heavy of a hand to where your first drink you're like, ugh, ooh, that's really stiff. It was in between. It was in between stiff and, oh, I know you put some booze in there, so thank you.
Yeah.
So she made it perfectly.
Yeah.
And then I think I ordered a second one, and that's when she did me the favor of like a little bit tiny more. And if she's listening, your bartender, I don't want to get her in trouble.
No.
For completely like destroying your liquor costs by giving me this much more.
Yeah.
But I was appreciative of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And whenever I go to a bar and have an experience like that, I tell my friends. So I'm going to come back to Hooligans and order that drink again.
Yeah, no, you want to be consistent, I guess. That's with any business, though. So, yeah, as long as it was memorable, I mean, that's the best advertisement right there. You had one chance to have that first impression, and it looks like we did okay with you. So it's high time you come in with a couple $100 and buy everyone house drinks.
I will do that.
When? I'll put it in my calendar.
Okay.
Sweet.
Let's take a look at this calendar. Maybe we could do a Frankie and the Klitz over at your bar sometime if you ever feel inclined.
Oh, we could do that. That would probably get out of hand, but we'll definitely do it.
Can we do it? Where we are taking house money and just feeding those machines?
God, no, that's counterproductive.
That
It's,
is.
again, your ideas today are terrible, but at least you're bringing them to light so we know where we can start to fix the issues.
Well, yeah, so we're going to have to strike half of this from the record.
No, keep it. Let the people know you're terrible at this.
Yeah. So next week.
You walked right through that.
I walked right through. Well,
you
I
really
had
did.
to. Okay,
you walked
so
right through it.
Next week, we've got Jenny Dancer.
Yeah.
Of
the Connecticut Dancers.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I
Jenny,
don't know who that is.
Jenny Dancer?
No, I don't know.
What? Oh, so I'm being dead serious.
Go on.
She is legend.
In what field?
So you name it. So she started off as
Astronaut?
She's a professional soccer player in Europe.
Okay, I said astronaut.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's about the same thing.
Think about that.
That's about the same thing.
Out of this
Americans,
world.
Americans being so good at soccer that's can play in Europe, that's the equivalent to astronaut. You know how American soccer, got to be careful. Anyway, she is. I don't need to tell you who she's married to, but she's also married to a legend. But she stands on her own in this. She's an unbelievable person. I'll tell you what. When I do the pod,
Okay.
and Bob sends me the link, or if Shane sends me the link, I'll send it to you. You watch it, and you'll be like, "Oh crap, the giant dancer, she's badass." After that, we will do Frankie and the Klitz again, and then every other week, on average, will be Frankie and the Klitz.
All right. I guess now we can start with a new clean slate.
Uh-huh.
Let's
do it.
let's make this happen.
Okay, so you sent me something last night.
I did, yes.
Why did you send me that?
Because I think it's a fun topic, and I think that they, as far as like the subject, needs to be addressed. I think it's like a necessity in the social ecosystem of growing up, and that subject is bullies. And I know in this world today, you're supposed to, you're supposed to wrap your buddies up, and they're never supposed to get hurt or have a rough day. But I really do believe that bullies are, number one, hilarious. I mean, it kind of made me who I am today as far as being a smart ass goes and how to take a punch in the face. But yeah, I mean, looking back at it, I sure got bullied. But I don't know. I think today I just really wanted to look at some of the best bullies that have ever walked the earth. And sure, everyone's got their own personal experiences, but cinema is where we can kind of all come together, you know what I mean? So I thought that would be something that you could tell me how many times you got your head shoved in a toilet or a wedgie or some, ridiculous thing that happened back in the day.
I very closely got my head shoved into a toilet, and I remember...
It was a rough Christmas, I bet.
It was a rough Christmas. It was during wrestling season. And I remember the captain of the wrestling team at the time, before they were carrying me into the toilet for a swirly.
Was it acting legend Jimmy Smits?
Almost. His
That'd
name
be
is,
amazing. You believe that? If he got swirlied by acting legend Jimmy Smits, you can't beat that.
Wait,
I'd have him sign the toilet. That'd be amazing. See, this is what I'm...
Yeah.
Remember Jimmy Smits, L.A. Law?
Yes.
Come on.
The big, tall, lumbering, dark-haired guy. He was Jimmy Smits.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can
Dark-haired
picture his
guy,
face.
Sure.
Well, no, he's a big, towering figure. He's like a big guy. He had
212 bowling average, I hear.
212.
I don't know.
That's my high.
Stop it.
I swear.
That's terrible.
212.
14,300 games.
No.
Nah, I've never bowled one.
No.
I got like a 90 average if I'm lucky. Yeah, it's terrible.
That link you sent me. So we're talking about bowling and how you and I are pretty much we think along the same lines of bullying. So this is really odd that we're talking about bullying. So we can talk about bullying now being a good thing.
Yes.
Because one of the biggest bullies of all time just got elected as president of the United States. And he's throwing his weight around all over the place, and I like it. And he's being a complete jerk and saying outrageous things, and I like it. You don't have to agree. But the point is, when the previous administration was in power, bullies are bad. And now, bullies are good.
Yeah, I mean...
And I'm not trying to make it political. I'm saying that I agree with you that you got to have a bully.
You have to have it. It's the counterbalance, I feel. You know what I mean? Like if everyone was so super sweet and nice. And I am aware of the fact that today's bullies with everything on your phone and the cyberbullying, that's a different kind of bullying that I'm not familiar with, so I won't speak on it. I'm just familiar with what you and I grew up with as a bully.
Yes.
And I am I guess aware that cyberbullying's night and day. I don't condone it. I've done it several times to people that deserved it, and they know who they are. But other than that, I don't condone it.
You did it as an adult, though, didn't you?
Like 2 days ago, absolutely. Yeah. You mess up my sandwich, you're going to get some. That's all I'm saying. Like, you know who you are.
Do you remember
Randy?
The very first time you got bullied?
Oh, my God, absolutely.
How old were you?
Like, kindergarten, first grade, somewhere in there. Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know the bully's name?
I don't remember his name. No. My problem is I still had a smart mouth back then. So like before I knew that you could fight back, I would just have to get my licks in by calling them names or saying something smart-assy. And that got my bell rung many years in a row until it took several years.
By
for
the
that
same
to
kid?
finally stop. No, God no. No, there was, this was back in the day when that was just kind of the ecosystem. Like the upperclassmen would find someone.
Yeah.
They wouldn't really, just take the beating. They'd be a smart mouth about it, be a smart ass. And, they just kept coming back. So it's kind of my own fault, too. I really got to be aware of that as well.
How many bullies have you had?
Oh, God, I don't know. A handful. At least that I'd say. When you first move from a small town, like I grew up out of Payson, and, that was a class of 20 people maybe, I don't know. And then you come into Quincy and you don't know anybody, and it's a class of 600-700. That's a whole different setup right there. So.
Oh, wait. So, did you go to grade school in Payson?
Yeah. So that was a very
And then you went to senior high?
And then no, from there, from Payson to Baldwin in 6th grade.
Okay.
Yeah. So
was Baldwin a culture shock?
Oh God, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, man, 100%.
Did you go to junior high?
Yeah. So junior high through.
What was junior high? Does junior high have bullies today? I mean, do you have any kids that went to junior high?
What do you mean?
So, okay, I have heard
Yeah.
that junior high in Quincy might have more bullies than, say, St. Dominic's.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, that's just
But I'm saying per capita.
Okay, yes, of course, per capita. There's bullies everywhere, for God's sakes. I mean, someone that wants to, tailgate you or get right up on your ass at a red light for no reason. For some reason, to me, that's this guy's being a damn bully. You know what I mean? So there's so many different caveats to that. Is it does someone take your shoes? That's a whole different kind of bully. This man's also a thief now. I mean, that's two hooligans you're fighting right there. You not only got a bully, now you got some asshole that's got one of your shoes.
Yeah.
You can't just go buy one shoe, Frank. You know this.
That's a double dip.
No, it cost me money to get the shit kicked out of me. This is a problem, Frank. I'm out of shoes. I'm getting beat up. Yeah, absolutely.
That's an interesting way of looking at it.
Sure.
Yeah, I think you're right. And then if you confront the bully and you say, "Did you take my shoes?" and he goes, "No, but he did," now he's a liar.
My God.
Now trifecta. It's a lying, thieving bully.
Yeah.
What do you think about?
He's going to be a stepdad someday, I imagine. That person. He knows who he is.
A lot of stepdads are bullies.
You think so?
Yeah. There's a statistic out there that I don't want to really share, but it's very scary about stepdads.
I mean, you could make up statistics. Who's going to check it? You going to check it?
Well, no, he's not going to check. He might.
Check it.
You never know what he's going to do. But I will tell you, no, I can't even say that. I'll tell you off camera the stat I heard about stepdads.
Well, just step over there and say it out loud. You're
Yeah,
technically doing that.
It's bad. I'll tell you off camera because it goes down a really dark place. Let's put it statistically. Hold on, are you a stepdad?
No.
Okay, yeah, me neither.
Gross. What's wrong with you?
No.
I'm just kidding. There's plenty of good stepdads.
No,
out
there's a handful of good stepdads out there.
That's it?
Yeah.
Just a handful.
A handful.
Jesus.
So you got to be very careful.
Who hurt you, Frankie?
Not my stepdad.
Well, you had one too. I
did.
not have one.
I did it, and he was great. He is great. He's still alive. Whew. All right.
When was the last time you talked to him?
About 45 minutes ago.
A lot can happen in that time.
I know.
The world's a very imperfect place.
You're right there in the money. I want to talk about some of the things the link that you sent me last night. For those of you listening, Josh Klitz just randomly sent me a link yesterday, and it is some of the greatest bullies in cinema history. And if you get a chance, you can kind of pull that link up a little bit.
I'm trying.
There are two particular
Lost it.
movies. Take your time, because I've got something to say about this.
All right.
There are two particular movies that were listed in the link that you sent me. One was from School Ties, and the other was from Blackboard Jungle or something.
Yeah, I never heard of that one.
Okay, I'm glad that you said that.
Yeah.
Never heard of that one.
No.
But I have heard of O'Doyle from the Adam Sandler movie,
absolutely.
Ace Merrill from Stand By Me.
Stand By Me, yeah.
Which I wrote you back.
Guarantee that dude had a stepdad. You wrote me back?
No, he even said.
No, you didn't.
No, Ace Merrill?
No, you didn't write me back.
Yeah, I did.
Nuh-uh.
I didn't write that Ace Merrill is my favorite. Oh, man. Ace Merrill is my favorite bully out of that list. Can you kind of go through there?
Sure, absolutely.
And
We
kind
can
of
knock this out.
just real quick list some of the bullies. And you
We're
said-
gonna start off at the bottom there, and the one the Blackboard Jungle. Not familiar with this flick at all, so I really can't speak to it. But if I haven't seen it, it's probably no good. That's awful cocky of me to say.
Oh, look,
To be a
this is
film
what I was going to write, and I didn't
critic.
send it. I wrote, if I was going to be a bully, I'd be Ace Merrill.
Out of all those guys?
Oh, yeah, Ace Merrill from Stand By Me. That was played by Kiefer Sutherland.
And
And
I just don't see you rolling up a undershirt, like a white undershirt with like a skull tattoo right there, and you just threatening teenage boys over a dead body. I just don't see that.
well, I'll tell you right now, you're right about a lot of things. You're wrong about that one.
Oh.
So go from the bottom. So Blackboard
All right.
Jungle.
So yeah, we knocked out Blackboard Jungle. Again, I don't know enough about it. Should have done some research. Turns out I did not. But right above that for the number 7 spot, it is School Ties. I think I saw it when it came out.
Yeah, so it features a group of bullies who target David Green, a Jewish student at a prestigious prep school.
Damn it, David.
And then number 6 is?
What do we got? So The Sandlot, the character of the bully in The Sandlot with his menacing presence and intimidating size embodies the classic bully who uses his physical strength to intimidate others. I don't know who they're talking about outside of the dog. Is it the dog?
No. It's that kid with the squinty eyes and the red hair. No, that's A Christmas Story. The bully. Gosh dang it.
See?
With the red head? Yeah, I can kind of picture him. Okay, who's number 5?
We did no research. O'Doyle, probably my favorite one on here. O'Doyle from Billy Madison. Just the family tier that keeps going with kindergarten up to high school.
Yeah.
And their demise turned out to be a banana peel on the road when the whole family was on a road trip.
Can I read what you wrote? You go,
Yes.
While the character of O'Doyle in Billy Madison might seem like a simple comedic bully, the sheer hatred and antagonism he displays towards Billy makes him a memorable antagonist. Absolutely.
Yeah. So
O'Doyle rules!
we all know an O'Doyle, every one of us.
What's number 4?
Fred O'Banion from Dazed and Confused.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of, that was like our coming of age movie. You know, you had Fast Times at Ridgemont High was kind of the generation before us, and then that one for me,
That's Ben Affleck's character.
yeah, it's just fantastic. I mean, just to think about an era where it was fine with your shop teacher to design the most aerodynamic, blunt object to beat a complete stranger half to death with from the ass down. Like, I assume that this maniac wasn't slugging people above the waist, but who knows with this guy? Again,
Yeah.
had to have had a stepfather. He had to have.
It makes sense.
I mean, yeah, he needed a.
What's number 3?
Someone needed a hug, Fred O'Banion. Well, that's your guy, man. That's
Yeah,
Ace
okay.
Merrill. Yeah, that's
Okay.
all you. So I don't know.
Can I talk about that guy for a little bit?
I need you to.
So
I don't know why,
That is
but I need
so that's
you
a
to.
Stephen King screenplay, and I don't know if it was directed by Stephen King or not. But that's Stand By Me is like one of those.
It's awesome.
It's a Stephen King movie,
Yeah.
and a lot of people don't know that. But that's about the 4 kids going down the railroad tracks. You remember River Phoenix?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
And you got Jerry
O'Connell.
O'Connell,
Yeah.
who wound up marrying Rebecca Romaine. And Jerry O'Connell, I mean, he was like, Jerry O'Connell was the little fat kid that was like running down, like on his hands and knees,
Oh, yeah.
going down the railroad tracks.
Oh, yeah.
When the train's coming, right? And then he was giving the stories about lard ass and all that. Fantastic movie. I can't wait to show that movie to my kids.
Was he the one that talked about lard? I thought it was Will Wheaton's character that talked about lard ass.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
It was Will Wheaton's
Jerry
character.
O'Connell's character. Like, he was.
No, he was Vern.
Yeah, man. Vern.
Okay.
Come
Yeah.
on, Vern.
Big difference.
Yeah, you can't be named Vern.
But he was the
Bully.
dork out of the group going down the road.
Yes,
tracks. And
100%.
Corey Feldman is in that movie too.
Yeah. We see how.
But so
Well,
Ace
that did
Merrill,
for
so
him.
Kiefer Sutherland, who generally plays a pretty good bully. He was also in that movie, that 80s vampire movie.
The Lost Boys.
The Lost Boys.
Come on.
Where he's
Worms, Michael. That's for Mike Scholl. He knows about that. That's
Worms. You're eating worms.
You're eating worms, Michael. So
Ace Merrill. So you wrote, this is a chilling portrayal of a teenage bully who instills genuine fear. His menacing presence, switchblade, and willingness to use violence makes him a truly terrifying character. And
you ever own a switchblade?
yes,
Stop it. Not one that turns into a comb that you, like, not that. You had a real switchblade.
I had one when I was a very young kid, about 13, 14 years old.
Did you win it at the KC barbecue for throwing a ring around a stick or something?
I found it at the KC barbecue on the ground,
Oh,
full
so
of urine.
Wait.
behind the porta potty.
Why was it full of? It's a switchblade.
It was no, actually did not find it at the KFC. I did find it on some fairgrounds. I can't remember if it was Missouri or Adams County Fairgrounds or Springfield, Illinois, like State Fair. I don't know. I found it at a state fair. It was shiny.
No, that makes
we
sense.
We were eating.
That tracks.
We were eating ribeye sandwiches, and I saw something kind of shiny in the dust, and I was looking at it, and I picked it up. I'm like, oh my gosh, it was kind of stuck in the dust a little bit, in the dirt. I picked it up, and I didn't know exactly what it was. Anyway, those are illegal, aren't they?
What made you, in your memory, remember the detail of eating a ribeye sandwich? So, like, every time you look at a ribeye or have one, like, you just instantly go back to that time you found a disposed murder weapon and kept it? Is that what? Like, that's an odd thing to, like, attach to a delicious cut of beef, is all I'm getting at,
What's funny is, like, what you're saying, the way
you think he cut the steak with his switchblade? Like, at one point...
No,
like,
I couldn't get it open. I put it in my pocket. I shook up the dirt, put it in my pocket, and I knew I found a treasure. I knew I had something pretty good. No, the reverse of what you said. It's not that whenever I eat ribeye sandwiches, I think of switchblades. It's whenever we're talking about switchblades, I think of eating ribeye sandwiches. That's pretty much, anyway. Here's my point. Ace Merrill from Stand By Me, definitely my favorite bully.
Well, he's a solid one.
Who's number two?
Again,
We've got
Regina George from Mean Girls. Never seen it. I assume she's awful.
Okay.
Regina.
So I remember thinking, so that's played by Rachel McAdams, right?
I don't know.
So yeah, Rachel McAdams.
Oh, it says right there.
It says it right there in your notes that you sent me.
I did do that.
So objectively, we're both married. Oh, can I clear something?
If you want to.
For the rest of like Frankie and the Klitz, when we do this every other week, is there gonna be okay? How much do I have to preface? Because my wife.
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. God dang it! I can't just
what's the
speak
question?
freely.
I should honestly let you finish these.
Is she hot?
My wife?
No. No. I mean, yes.
This guy.
I mean, yes. I mean, no.
Of course she is. Silly
Of course
bear.
she is. I know
Jesus.
this. I know she is. No, but
Heavens.
also Rachel McAdams.
Oh, is she hot?
I have an opinion.
Well, go on. Let me think about it. I gotta
Okay.
look her up.
When I saw that movie,
What movie? Rachel McAdams?
Mean Girls.
Yeah, it's a good one. I hear.
All right, so it's not something I rushed out to see. Obviously, you know me pretty well. I'm a pretty straight and narrow guy. I am not gonna go out by myself and go to a movie theater and go watch Mean Girls,
I don't blame you.
because what would that say about me? That would not be a smart thing.
What
to
else
do.
was she in? I see this. I see her. I can't.
Rachel McAdams?
Yeah, I've never seen The Notebook.
She's
About Time. Okay, this all looks. Oh wait, Wedding Crashers. Which one was she in Wedding Crashers?
I think she was the one that Owen Wilson was going after, wasn't she?
Okay. Yeah, no, she's hot.
She's
Sure.
she's a cute next door.
We went a long way for that.
Yeah,
I
but
had to see who she was though, but now that I know.
anyway, she is a complete bitch in the movie Mean Girls. I mean, she's awful. I mean, do you have any daughters?
No,
You have all boys?
I do.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh,
wonderful.
that's a blessing and a curse.
No, it's the best. It's the best. I would have, been a crazy good father to a girl, but
Wait, how many boys do you have?
I have 3 sons. Yeah,
So you have 3 sons.
I after being a father of 3 sons, I can't fathom raising a daughter. Is what I'm getting at. I guess I just can't. Like,
Well, it can be challenging.
yeah, that sounds awful.
Just so you know.
Yeah, I'll let you experience all of that. I'll just let my kids do what they do.
The number one bully.
Oh, come on now. Everyone knows it. You don't have to say it. It's my Al. This is why he's number 1 on this list. It's Biff Tannen from Back to the Future. And
Absolutely.
that is the pinnacle. That is like what everything. If it's a bully, it's like an extension of Biff in some form or manner. He is the all-encompassing perfect bully in cinema, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but I'm not.
So O'Doyle's your favorite, but you think
He's my favorite just because of that movie. But Biff Tannen is objectively the best. But like if you were gonna hire a CEO of Bully Inc., like you would be like, you got to get me Biff, get me Tannen, damn it, and get me someone while I wait. Like that's what CEOs say.
Yeah.
But yes, that is it. And there's a lot to be said about Biff Tannen. It's not only how he was a bully and how he bullied so many generations of those giant pussies, the McFlys.
All of them.
All of them. But it really tells you how the writer of the movie got bullied and what he wanted to do to the bullies that bullied him. Because if you think about all the stuff that Biff went through, I mean, he fell into shit how many times? At least twice, right?
2 or 3 times.
2 or 3 times, right?
I think they tried to do it over and over and over again.
I mean, so who directed or who wrote that movie? Do you know?
I don't know, like Robert Zemeckis?
Maybe.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I really think that it just goes to show how much hatred that the guy that wrote that movie hated bullies. And I want to talk to him just for a few minutes and find out, like, where did he hurt you? And just hold a doll up and just see if we can get him to break down as to why he wrote all those mean things that happened to Biff.
Yeah, so...
All Biff did was make them better people.
Yeah,
in the end.
Without Biff?
They never thanked him.
That's a good point.
Yeah, terrible.
He never did.
He was out there washing Marty's truck at the end of the first one, didn't offer him a drink. It looked hot out. He didn't look like he had a pot to piss in. They didn't offer him any money for doing that. I don't know. At the end, was Biff really the bully?
I don't know, but I remember, like, kind of to your point when you're talking about the writer and director.
He is the bully still.
He's the bully.
100% he is, yeah. I mean,
remember when George McFly, they're at the dance, and they're in the parking lot, and you see George McFly, the director, pans down with the camera to George McFly's hand. He's clenching his fist, and it's shaking.
He's having a stroke.
He's freaking out because he's mustering all of his strength because he has to defeat the bully in that moment.
Oh, you saw a different movie then.
What did you see?
I saw a man that was in desperate need of medical help. I believe it was his left hand, and I think that's pretty hand in hand with stroke. So I think that, like, you know,
because Leah Thompson's character, which was Marty McFly's mother, but also date in this weird, mess of a plot.
Yeah.
She was saying, "Stop it, Biff! You're hurting him!
Correct.
You're hurting him!"
That's right.
And then George McFly clenches his fist.
Had a stroke.
And has a stroke.
Yep.
and hits him, and then Biff does a 360.
Yeah.
And slides down the car. And then Michael J. Fox could see himself in the picture again.
Which is manslaughter. I mean, no one checked on Biff. He could have maybe hit the back of his head, you know, maybe cut up his neck a little bit.
Are you saying that bullies are the unsung heroes?
I am saying that, now that you just said it, yes.
Okay.
Go to, what is it, Karate Kid?
Yeah.
Daniel-san was really the prick of that movie. All that poor blonde-haired, blue-eyed Nazi was wanting to do was make out a little bit with that chick on the beach, and here comes this ass bag from New York causing a bunch of trouble for the guy.
Yeah, carpetbagger.
You can't bring a new wolf into the wolf pack, Frank. Other wolves don't like it.
I feel like you've seen Cobra Kai.
I've never seen
the
it.
show.
My kids were just, it's so funny. Last night, my kid was like, "Are we ever going to watch Cobra Kai?" And I was like, man, no.
That is part of the point.
You got to break kids' hearts. I mean, if you tell them yes every time, then they're going to expect you to watch TV with them. I got stuff to do. He gets it.
Shane gets it.
He gets it.
So do you feel, so the show Cobra Kai,
I don't speak the language, by the way. I don't know what that translates to.
No, it's something like "Hiya!" It's
not
something
it.
like "Sayaya!"
No, you're making
It's something like that.
It can't be fact checked, and I don't know enough about it to disprove it. So
I know. Well, that's why I said it, because you can't prove it's wrong. So, and we don't have any more fact checkers. They're dropping like flies around here. So
if we had one more, we'd have one.
Correct.
Yeah.
We're all
that's just
all the way
math.
up to .00. So, no, but I mean, Cobra Kai, which is essentially the sequel to the 3 Karate Kid movies, essentially, and I'm not going to count that ridiculous Jaden Smith version of Karate Kid, which, I'm sorry, is not like some kind of like part of the trilogy of the 3 Karate Kids.
Yeah, I never saw that one either.
There's no reason to. But Karate Kid 1, 2, and 3, where you've got Ralph Macchio in there, the TV show Cobra Kai shows that Johnny DeRusso or LaRusso, no. Daniel DeRusso,
no.
Whoever the blonde-haired Nazi kid that was just trying to make out with the girl.
All I know him, Billy Zabka, is that his real name?
I don't know.
What's the bully's name? Oh God, what is that?
Anyway,
I wish we had like an object that we could just hold in our hand and look up information on.
We need a touchscreen that
Well, we'll get that for next time.
whenever we ask a question like that and the AI,
I feel like his name is Duke.
it's not.
No.
You're really close with the Billy Zabka
No, I
guy.
think
You're really
that
close to that. What's his name?
here, in the movie.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to
Mr.
figure
Lawrence. Johnny Lawrence.
Is it Johnny Lawrence?
Johnny.
Sweep the leg, Johnny. God.
Put him in a body bag!
I forgot.
Put him
You're
in a body bag, Johnny!
Man, I'm going to catch a lot of hell for that one. I mean, that's low-hanging fruit. We should have
Because
got
his
that.
sensei goes, you got a problem with that, Mr. Lawrence?
He does say that in a really weird manner. Like that looks like the kind of karate teacher that's asked to sleep on like a parent's couch before. Like, hey man, I'm in between places. Can I come home and stay on your couch? And he's like, well, he knows karate. I can't say no.
And the sensei's a bully too.
Oh, hardcore.
The sensei is
old school bully, like Korean War bully.
Correct.
Yeah.
And he was in the Korean War, I think. Or Vietnam.
I mean, one of those ones where murder was allowed.
Right. But anyway, my point was, in Cobra Kai, your kids want you to watch that. One of the plots, like twists of Cobra Kai, of the TV show that went 1 or 2 seasons, I think went a couple seasons, 2 or 3, I'm not sure, is that
he's dyslexic.
Is that Johnny Lawrence
was
not the bad guy. Was not the bad guy in the original Karate Kids.
That
is one of the promises of Cobra Kai, is that now you have to see it from their standpoint. It's you know what?
I might have to watch this now.
It's like you predict the future without even seeing the new film.
Ugh.
You kind of knew that going into it.
Yeah, no, the problem with today's shows is everyone needs you to watch a show. And I don't know who in God's name has all this time to watch every show that's out there. So I got to put it on that long list of shows you have to watch. So
let's talk about the this idea that we were talking about at the very beginning of the pod.
Used lotion sales?
Oh,
no one's ever talking about that.
About what?
Used lotion. What do you do with all that used lotion in the world?
Where's it coming from?
Places that used to have new lotion, I guess.
Oh man, it's usually on the ground.
I'm so thirsty.
Are you? Here, drink this.
Did you drink out of it?
No, I have not.
My man.
Didn't drink out of it.
Thank God.
No.
Thank you.
Your whole point with talking about bullies is how they're necessary.
No, I just think that I think it kind of just helps mold the personality of who you might grow up to be and how you might be able to deal with some adversity. And again, not condoning bullying. It's just all for tongue in cheek, I guess. But I know, just in my case, I guess, that the bully helped me be who I was, I guess. So yeah, while at the time it's awful and you hate it, and you go home and you get your screaming pillow out and yell into it. And I don't know. It kind of gave me my sense of humor too. I mean, again, when you're younger, you really don't know how to fight. I grew up with 2 sisters, so wasn't a whole lot of slugging around the house. And
where are you in the birth order?
I'm the oldest, so yeah.
Oh, I hope you weren't hitting those girls.
I mean, no.
Sometimes. A lot of slugging. So how much older are you than the next?
My middle sister Bree, she's 43, and then sister Emily's 40, so 3 years apart.
3? Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
Yeah, right.
Your parents, did they do that on purpose?
Valley Grieve. Valley Grieve, my man. Something bad must have happened, I guess.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know. But I mean, maybe they were bullied.
By you?
No. We grew up like out in the middle of nowhere, so like that's another weird thing too, is that everybody's tracking everybody. I'm guilty of it. You have your kids on your phone, so if something happens in a wreck, it alerts you and all that stuff. That was not possible. Like if you got in a bicycle wreck and you were laying in the ditch at Upper Mormon Waverly, you're just like, I just need to lay here until the bone fuses enough that I can crawl out and yell for help, and someone might give me a ride home. Like today, oh my God, everything is right there. And again, I'm guilty of it too. I'm guilty of wanting to know where your babies are. So I get it, but it was just so different back in the day.
When we were going to school, in grade school.
Oh, your face is cut up.
At about 9 or 10 o'clock.
Looks like you should learn to walk faster.
Yeah. After Dukes of Hazzard.
Okay.
After Falcon Crest or Knots Landing or whatever the hell those shows that you or our parents were watching.
Was it Falcon Crest? It may have been Falcon Crest, yeah.
What was after Dukes of Hazzard? Dallas?
No, I think it was about getting mesothelioma if you drank out of the water in Camp Lejeune. That was right after that.
There was something that would come across.
That's a cancer from water. You get it. What am I telling you for?
Shane knows.
No,
do you remember? I'm being dead serious about this. Around 10 o'clock.
Oh,
if you're watching, back then there were 3 channels. This is back in the 80s. You would get something that said,
it was yeah.
Before the 10 o'clock news would start, it would say, "Do you know where your children are?"
I do remember that. Yes.
I'm not making this
up.
up.
No, you are 100% right.
And
I do remember that now.
Yeah, so what would happen is,
I saw all those lucky kids on milk cartons, and I was like, look at how much they get to travel up and down the highway. What were you saying?
I'm just saying, like,
You got to edit some of this.
watching TV. Yeah. No, so you know what's great about having you on, about Frankie and the Klitz, is I don't have to be the one worried about getting hate mail anymore. Like, because everything that you say is better, smarter, funnier, and faster than what I'm saying. So it's like, you know what?
You hate
It's like,
mail.
oh,
Like, from where?
I get it.
Where's it coming from?
I get it. Inside the house.
No, that makes a lot.
The call's coming from inside the house.
That makes
the call's
more
coming
sense.
from inside the house.
Like the mail guy walks in, he's just like schlepping this big bag. Oh, Frankie, they hate you more.
But it goes back to, like, where,
Take
hey,
this.
parents, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are? Do you know why? Because we were latchkey kids, baby. We were Gen Xers. We had bullies. And we had bullies to the point where we're not saying, 20, 30 years later that we're mad about the bullies or we want to make the bullies go away. We're saying, oh, I'm glad I had those bullies.
Well,
And
yeah.
I also feel like
Yeah.
you're saying that you're not trying to, like, wish harm onto your 3 sons.
No, God, no.
But what you
Just a
are
little.
saying, I feel like, tell me if I'm wrong,
Go on.
is that if your kids come home
Mm-hmm.
and say that they have a bully, you are going to say, all right, now what are you going to do about it?
Yeah, I mean, I taught my kids how to forge steel when they were little, before they could chew, and
Out of Valerian steel?
no, it was just mostly dirt and clay. But you know what? No, we're not going to do that, Frank. I wanted to talk about one more bully, though.
Oh,
one
please.
more bully.
Go ahead.
In music, it's hard to decipher words and what they really mean by it. But if you could please pull
Yeah.
up the lyrics to Carrie Underwood's song about
Oh, boy.
someone cheating on her.
Carrie Underwood.
I don't know. You know the name of that song?
Before he cheats.
Before He Cheats.
Look at Shane.
Dude,
Okay, before
where
he
have you been my
cheats.
whole life? Can you make
Before he
homemade
cheats.
pasta? Can you make homemade
Lyrics.
pasta? What a dream boat.
Okay, so I'm pulling this up right now.
All right.
Here it is.
All right. So what happened, obviously, is someone cheated on her, right?
Can I read it?
Well,
Do you want me to read it?
let me see real quick. Let me see.
Well, there's
Where
the
you at?
chorus. I know.
Chorus.
What the
Okay.
hell is she saying?
Okay, so this is my concern with this, is that yes, someone hurt her. I get it. I understand that.
Oh, wow.
But I want you to read the first thing she did to this man's vehicle. What did she do?
Okay.
Frankie, go.
This is. I dug my key into the side
Of what?
of his pretty little souped-up 4-wheel drive.
Stop right there. I'm guessing that 4-wheel drive isn't a crappy one. I mean, she's kind of hot. There's no way she's dating some dude with like a rust bucket, you know what I mean? Probably one of them jacked up bastards, few inches, fancy rims. We're not talking a little bit of damage. This bitch dug her key into the side of this man's truck, probably his baby. What's the next part?
Carved my name into his leather seats.
Do you know what a leather seat costs these days?
No.
And we don't even know what kind of leather. Was it caiman? Was it ostrich? Was it the rare dodo bird? We don't know what kind of leather seat this was, but she was so angry that she carved her name into it. I mean, the Wet Bandits at least made you think about who it was.
I took a Louisville Slugger to both headlights, slashed a hole in all 4 tires.
Okay, how much are 4 tires? On, say, a Nissan
12
Sentra.
$1,200.
For a Nissan Sentra?
$800.
How much for a giant souped-up 4-wheel drive? Roughly $10,000 a piece. I'll save you the time. That's a lot of money that she has just randomly destroyed.
Carrie!
Is there anything else she did?
I mean, she's pretty much saying maybe next time he'll think before he cheats.
She's also now a felon for criminal damage to property.
Who's the bully here?
I've
Carrie
been
Underwood.
trying to get this across to you for days now. This woman is a nuisance.
And somebody let her sing America the Beautiful at the last inauguration?
I bet she's back with that guy now. I bet his name's something like Dwayne or Leland.
Gotta be.
Like a Leland, right? That seems like someone she'd date.
I cannot believe her.
You know a Leland? I don't even know a
She was like a
Leland.
real nice, sweet girl.
Not at all. She's a monster. Probably can't swim either, and that's important.
Yeah, so,
Everyone should learn to swim. The more
goodness,
you know.
and you know why she did that? Because he's slow dancing with a bleached blonde tramp, and she's probably getting frisky. And right now, he's probably buying her some fruity little drink because she can't shoot a whiskey.
What if they're at a church dance? Because they can't buy whiskey, it's a church dance. What if they're like What's that called when you do-si-do? What's that called?
Yeah, I don't know.
Not line dance, square dancing.
Oh, yeah.
You switch partners on a regular basis in that. That's part of the movement of the damn dance.
She's overreacting.
All this man did was go to a damn church to square dance. And some broad that
And it
smells like
another in the first verse. It says right now he's probably up behind her with a pool stick, showing her how to shoot a combo because he's a good teacher.
he's a PE teacher.
Yeah.
That's what he does for a living.
God dang it.
I mean, he's just trying to teach these young people how to shoot a game of pool. What an overreaction.
This
It's upsetting.
This woman is terrible.
Monster. I said it before.
You know what? She's worse than Ace Merrill.
Oh my God! All Ace did was point a gun at children over a dead body that they wanted to drag back into town for a small prize. This woman is just a disaster. Let the guy do what he does.
Right. Ace Merrill probably didn't even have any bullets in the gun. He's probably just doing it to scare him. She's causing harm. No, Ace Merrill had.
No, he totally had bullets.
He had bullets in there.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
That guy's an animal too. Yeah. So again, just going back to it, there's bullies in all forms. It's just how deep do you want to peel that onion back to find the true meaning of that bully.
Well, I'll tell you what. We will have Jenny Dancer on next week. The following week, we will have you back on.
Ugh.
But this time, it's going to be actually Frankie and the Klitz. When you say, ugh, what does that mean? Because, can I tell you this?
Yeah.
You know what's going to happen the next time you come on? We're going to be going down the road, and we're going to be talking.
Go on.
And I am going to think something, and you are going to pull this paradigm shift. For example, I used to think Carrie Underwood was just this nice girl who sings during Sunday night football.
Yep.
And she's kind of cute, kind of prancing around with all the football players, and she kind of changes up her beat a little bit here and there, ripping off a really bad rendition of some Joan Jett sample on Sunday Night Football. And now you're telling me that she's very low character, like a very low character, kind of like a white trashy, kind of like bleach blonde, like ugh. Speaking of like ugh, like this is what's going to happen. And whenever you do this to me, I become better. You teach me things, and I'm just going to sit around and kind of go around for the ride. I feel good about all of this, except I'm sad about Carrie Underwood.
Did you know this about Carrie Underwood? You had an idea. He saw through it.
Yeah.
That's why I like him. He's got foresight. He can he sees it.
Shane knows things.
You want to hear from our fake sponsor?
Yes. Okay.
Are you sure? Is this a segment?
No, this is a segment.
Is this a new segment?
This is a new one.
Let's do it. See what we got here. What do you want to call it?
Okay.
I don't have a name for this segment.
Okay, so when you say fake sponsor, this is an actual sponsor so they have paid $200 for what you're about to read.
Nope.
This is a fake sponsor?
100% fake.
Oh, it is?
None of this is real.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, the business is real. They just didn't pay me to talk about it.
Oh.
And so what I want to do is I want to take small businesses that have little to no business at all, essentially not a business at all, and then create that into something, bigger than us.
Okay.
And then we sell it to the Taiwanese for lots of money.
Okay.
This week, it's from a self-defense master. He teaches mostly women and children how to defend themselves. His name is Lucius Chichi. He's a tall man, slender features, but legs like tree trunks. He's got a disease, I think a blood disease, but he's got a motto. It says, if the things you decide to try during an assault that you learn from Lucius Chichi, a pretty good self-defense course worker, just remember that it was only $5 for a year membership, so you get what you pay for. Louis Chichi's self-defense class. If you don't make a shirt out of that by the next show, I might walk. I'll tip the table over first, like a Monopoly game.
You should. I like the name.
I do too. I'm a big fan of that, and I should probably maybe pay him money before he sues us for using his likeliness. Likeliness? No, not likeliness. What's it called?
You know what you should do? Yeah, it's NIL. It's name, image, and likeness. You got to be careful of.
I thought you had to go to a JUCO for that.
You don't.
Anyone can have an NIL?
Yeah. Huh. It's destroying college sports.
Interesting.
I don't care what anybody says. It's destroying college sports. It makes me not want to be in a college football fantasy league anymore.
You do college football fantasy?
I do.
So you don't want to spend any time around your family?
Correct. As a matter of fact,
No,
I
that
did
makes
it.
sense.
I did it for
I
17
get it
years. I quit this year. I'm done.
College football fantasy?
I've done it for 17 years straight.
Was it hard to get people to join that league?
No, there's a waiting list. So there is. There's
Call
only.
Lewis,
What's that?
You call Lucius Chichi? Did you call him?
No, I mean, he would accept. I mean, he's probably on the waiting list.
He's not.
He's not. He doesn't. You know what? He doesn't even know that college football fantasy exists.
He has a flip phone.
Yeah, he's got no idea. No, college fantasy football
Yeah.
is a very, very deep thing. We play the top 5 power conferences plus 1.
Gross.
And it is.
Sounds awful.
I will tell you. I used to watch a lot of NFL. I still do. Not a lot. Just I don't watch as much.
I do a fantasy bags tournament every year.
Where did you do that at?
I'll tell you later.
Fantasy bags?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like what kind of bags?
The kind you throw into what's
As in,
that?
like
Like
cornhole?
the cornhole. Yeah, I didn't know we could say that.
Oh crap! No, yeah, bleep that out. You can't say cornhole.
Can you bleep it?
You can say teepee for my bunghole.
Don't say that.
Okay. Anyway, next time.
Yeah, we'll get to that. This will get cleaned up. This will get more sharp.
I love
a
it.
little loosey-goosey right now.
I love it.
We'll get there. We got to get this thing figured out.
Yeah, that's the last time, hopefully, that it says Frankie say when you're here. Now, when it's Frankie say me solo with some poor sap who wants to come on here and embarrass me.
No, I'd change it still.
Yeah.
I wouldn't keep that. It's not working.
No.
Try a different name. What's your middle name?
Joseph.
I
Did you say Karen?
No. Yes.
Joseph.
I don't believe you. Nope.
I was born Francis Joseph Murphy.
I thought you were Italian.
I know. I thought I was too. After I did 23andMe, I found out I was like 7% Italian.
That's it?
I'm North African, Egyptian, and Welsh. No, I'm kidding. I'm mostly French, German, some Italian,
Go on.
some Welsh, some. I mean, you know how like Eddie Murphy. Does Eddie Murphy look Irish? Do you know who Eddie Murphy is?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm aware of him.
Does
yeah.
he look Irish?
No.
Do I look Irish? Black
No,
Irish?
That's a stage name, I think.
It's not. Is it a stage name?
Yeah, look it up.
Eddie Murphy's a stage name? Get out of town.
No, that's his real name.
It is his real name.
I'm positive of it. Like, I've watched his movies forever. That's
Yeah,
his real name.
because his brother was Charlie Murphy.
Oh, no, that was a half cousin.
I don't think so.
No, that was his brother.
It was. Hey,
We
listen,
did it, pal.
Thank you.
We'll get there.
All right.
Why did we?
That was super gay.
I didn't care for any of that.
do that?
Yeah, that's too
All right.
bad, but that's gross.
All right, bye.
Hands are wet.
Sorry.
That's not my hands.
Oh, yours are?